Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Saturday, May 16th, 2015. I'm Jeremy, talking about what you can do today to make tomorrow better. The more I keep doing these, the more I keep realizing it's just so easy to say things and like to feel things, but it's so much more difficult to actually apply them. I mean, even during trying to use them, it takes a lot of willpower. And today's tip is kind of I don't know if it can be a specific tip, and it's stuff I've already said and repeated, but if you've watched anything more than one or two of these, I'm already repeating myself. This is day 220, whatever. And it's just about today. Seize the day, seize the moment, make every moment count. Every day, like, even if you don't do anything monumental or grand, like make a call, smile at somebody, like any compilation of the different things I've talked about. And I swear sometimes I'm thinking more about what I can say and how I can say it, and some days I'm a lot more passionate inside about it than others, and other days I'm just kind of going through the motions. And that's just how it is with life. You have your days where it's just like everything's great. You have your days where everything kind of sucks, and then you have your days where it's just kind of right in between, and that's kind of where you want to be. And that's the biggest challenge on those days, when the stress is getting you, when your life's hitting you in the face, when things are happening that you can't control, that are just and some things you can control, and you brought it on yourself, so then you might have a guilt factor too. It's like there's so many different things that could be going on. But the key is just, if it's compartmentalizing or something without losing your emotion, without losing feeling, what makes us human, to just somehow put that aside and keep not moving forward, because that's a given, but making something of your days. Like, you can have the worst day, you could find out you're sick, you could, someone could die. I mean, you could have the worst day ever, and yeah, you're gonna mourn. But how do you mourn? You could, you just never know when your last day is gonna be. Bottom line is just, you really have to make every day count. We're all wired differently, we're all created differently, and I talk about that a lot because it's so true, and it's the foundation for how and why we interact with people, our surroundings, animals, anything, because we're all created differently. Some people, they have to work extra hard to stay at a certain weight. Genetically, they weren't gifted. They have to work out more, they gotta run more, they've gotta make sure they eat right. Some people can eat everything and not gain a pound. Some people can never go to the gym and look like they work out every day. Genetically, there's unfairness. And because of those differences, and I don't want to get too far off track, because I could talk about the same thing. I could, compare the same thing when you're talking about emotion. Some people, don't feel emotion. You got sociopaths, and there's perfectly normal, nothing wrong with sociopaths other than they don't feel emotion. They don't empathize. And just imagine if something bad happens to you, to have that ability to not care, to not get caught up in feeling sorry for yourself ever, or in the emotion of a situation. It's all about thinking logically and what they can do to better the situation, to win, to get ahead. That's like talking about how we're built differently with the minds. You got the mind, the body, everything. And the point is, all of those differences, all of those different things that make us who we are, also are so significant in terms of how we're related to every day throughout our lives, and how we grow up and how we interpret things. Because what happens to us, every little thing that happens every day of our lives, is going to affect at least a little bit of a way, how we react in certain situations going forward. Everything that happens to us is imprinted in who we are, and everything we do is imprinted in who we are, and how people see us, to the people that are reacting to us and that we're reacting to. So we are all interconnected, because you can meet somebody for 1 minute and they can do something so profoundly negative or positive that could forever change your perspective on one little aspect of life. Maybe it's, you know, a race thing where someone with a certain race does something. Maybe it's someone gave you money or did something for you and no one ever has done anything like that. Maybe, someone just, maybe like 3 people smile to you at the same time and you're like, everything happens in threes and never happens in that because something else had happened. But now all of a sudden, something just changed. And like that forever alters the way you'll think about anything going forward. And then the next day, something else will happen that could trigger you back or propel you forward in another direction of thought. And the point of that is, it's like if our roads are little maps and our brains have little like lines that go out as we experience life, the more you seize each moment, the more you make each day count, those lines are going all over the place. They're going up and out and in and zagging and going this way and that way. Eventually, you're just like in a giant web of culture and knowledge and experience and wisdom that you only get by making each day count. You've got to grow a little bit each day, and you do that experience in life and get in places that you have never been. Get in places you want to go, but some places maybe you don't. Maybe some places are too scary for one reason or another. Maybe they're dangerous. Maybe they remind you of a way of life you'd rather not see because it's depressing. Maybe, who knows? But the point is, who knows if that prognosticator is right on YouTube? California could be wiped out on May 28th at 4 p.m. in case you haven't heard. If you don't have to work that day, if you have a sick day, maybe get out of California. I say that in jest, but you know what? Who knows? We're little peons in the universe, in the vast, vast billions of planets in the universe of the universe of the universe. We're nothing. Like, we were given free will, we can think, so we're able to think maybe like God, because we can dissect, and your minds are limitless in what they can think. So that gives us this sense of knowing that we can decide what's real and what's not. We could be wiped out like that. Like, people don't really know how the dinosaurs were wiped out. There's all these theories, but they were wiped out. They were gone. Who knows? It could have happened like that if some of the theories are correct. Maybe it was a slow, methodical process, in which case, hey, start with California. Who knows? I'm not trying to panic, obviously, because who knows? But who knows for sure that it's not? So the point is, make each day count, seize the moment, do what you got to do, know yourself, so that you don't allow stressful days and things not going the way you'd like them to go bleed too much into determining the outcomes of your day. Don't get hung up on it. It's always easier said than done, but that's why you just really have to keep pushing yourself to expand that knowledge, that web, because the more you've experienced, the easier it is to have, perspective. And just like we're little peons in the universe, the little bad things that happen are just peons in the universe of our lives. So don't get caught up in it. And that's advice I need to take. So that's about it. This is probably way too long. So sayonara. Hope you are having a great Saturday. And I'll see you tomorrow.